Hello, Kelly.
Stefan,
How are you?
good.
Excellent. Hello, Sally.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to continue with this conversational practice. Um, the same as we did last weekend, just with a different topic. So, Kelly, I want you to ask the first question, Sally, you the second, Kelly, you the third, and Sally, you the last one. So, Kelly, when you're ready, you can start asking Sally the first question.
Uh, what's the dream job?
Um, I dream. Um, I dream. Job is police. Uh, is police officer.
Okay. So remember, Sally, my dream job
My dream job is police officer.
is to become a police officer. Okay, Sally, can you ask the next question?
Would you rather work from home or in an
Office.
office?
I'd rather work from home.
Why?
Um, because I work at home and I don't like uh, the noisy place.
You can say I don't like working in a noisy office.
Yes.
Okay, Kelly, can you ask the next question?
Do you prefer working alone or in a team?
Uh, I prefer working in the team.
Because
Because it helps me to be and you and united. You are united.
United. Okay, Sally, can you ask the last
Yes.
question?
Uh, how do you think uh AR robot will affect job?
Um, yes.
How?
I mm, I think it will help we in job because uh it can help we
You need some help?
yes.
Okay. I think it will help people do their jobs quicker and make their lives easier, but it might also make some people lose their jobs. Can you repeat that answer, Kelly?
Yes, I think it will help people to do their job quicker and make their life easier. But it might also make some people lose their job.
Okay. So, Sally, let's quickly your first answer. I want you to tell me why you want to be a police officer.
Uh,
You can say something like that. Because I want to help and protect people.
my dream job is to become a police officer because I want to help protect people.
Okay, so there's just one thing I want you to look at, Sally, is this C here and here. It does not make an SH sound. It's not police and officer, it's police. It makes a sound, just an S sound. Police officer. Can you try and say that again, Sally? Sally, can you please repeat your first answer?
Yes, my dream job is to become a police officer because I want to help protect people.
Perfect. Just remember to clearly pronounce the and. Don't forget that. Okay. And then, can you quickly repeat this answer again, Sally? I prefer working.
I prefer working in a team because it helps me to united.
To be. Okay, Sally, so listen closely. The word team, this EA, these two letters together make a sound similar to this E. So it's not team, it's not TAM or TM, it's team. Can you try to repeat? Yes, team. And also look closely because it helps me to be united. This NI we pronounce united. Can you repeat this word for me?
Yes, because it helps me to be united.
Perfect. Okay. Now, I'm quickly going to save these answers. And then I want you guys to ask and answer the same questions with the same answers as if you guys are having a conversation. I'll just quickly save all these answers. There we go. Okay, so let me just clear all these unnecessary things here. Okay, so Kelly, can you ask the first question, please?
Yes. What is your dream job?
Yes, my dream job is to become a police officer because I want to help and protect people. Would you rather work from home or in an office?
Office. In an
Office.
office.
I
In
would rather
an
work from home because I won't like working in a noisy office.
Perfect.
Do you prefer working alone or in a team?
I prefer working in a team in a team because it helps me united.
Mhm.
And how do you think
Wait, Sally. Wait, Sally. Repeat your previous answer again.
I prefer working in a team because it helps me be united.
Wait, don't forget this word. Say it again.
Uh, I prefer working in a team because it helps me to be united.
United. Okay, continue with the next question.
How do you think our robot will affect job?
I think it will help people to do their jobs quicker and make their life easier. But it might also make some people lose their jobs.
Perfect. Okay, so today, I don't know if you guys noticed when I sent this, there were some vocabulary words over here. So we have career, passion, goals, work-life balance, job interview, technology, and automation. Now, these are some strange words. I think you guys might have heard of some of them. Career is same as saying what you want to do with your life. So Sally says she wants to be a police officer. For instance, she's looking for a career in the police force. A passion is something you really like to do or really feel strongly about. Goals are what you want to achieve. Work-life balance. So this, tell me first, Kelly, have you heard of these two words before? Work-life balance. Kelly, have you heard of this word before? These two words. Work-life balance.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
No, I don't know.
Okay, Sally, have you heard of these two words before? Sally? Sally, can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you heard these two words before? Work-life balance.
Work-life
Balance. Have you heard of it have you heard of these words before? Do you know what they mean? Okay. So, the idea of work-life balance is when you go for a job, right? Let's say you start as a police officer or any other job. Let's say you start working at 4 a.m. You start working at 4 a.m. and you work till 5 p.m. Let me just write this neatly. So what work-life balance talks about is you try to balance your time and your efforts and your energy between your work and your life, like what you do with your life. So you have to have like a balance between these two things. You don't want to work too much because then you won't have a life. You don't want to live too much because then you might lose your work. So what work-life balance means is you have to figure out what job you would like to do and how that job or career might impact your life. You can look for a job that is that pays a lot, but then you have to work from, let's say, 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day just to make a lot of money. So this means you work too much and you'll have a lot of money, but you won't have enough time to spend or really live with that money. So work-life balance means basically, have you considered or how your work and your life is, how do you make it work? Okay. And then technology and automation. Technology, I think everybody knows what that is. There's things like TVs, computers, cell phones, all that kind of stuff. But automation is a very interesting topic. It's about, let's say you have a work. You have to write an essay. Here's the paper. There you're writing it. Or a report. But then you have to file it. You have to save it. Then you have to send or share it. And then you have to edit it until you submit it. Now, when we talk about automation, just to give you guys roughly an idea, what it means is you develop a system of doing this quickly and easily. From editing, writing, editing, saving, sending, all those things you do quickly. Okay, but let's see if we can make sense out of it. So let's look at some of the questions. So I want you guys to, I'm going to read the answers again and then give some, I'm going to read the questions again, sorry. But not the first one. The first one I think you guys are really capable of answering, so I won't be reading that one. But we're going to look at these three, and we're going to explore some ways how to answer them. Okay, so let's take the first one. Would you rather work from home or in the office? You can use words like work-life balance, goals. We're going to focus on some words. So you're going to focus mostly on these top 4 words that you can use for the first question. So an answer with these words would sound something like, I would like to pursue a career that I have a passion for, that I can do at home. I'm going to steal some of your words, Kelly, so that I don't have to work in a noisy office. In a noisy office, which will help me focus on my goals. And then you can add something like, I would prefer to work. No, wait. Where's my work at home so that I don't have to work in a noisy office, which will help me focus on my goals, comma, the ideal work-life balance. Okay, something like that. So you can see, just for using these 4 words and knowing what they mean, you can give a fairly good and long answer. Okay, but now let's go to the next question. I'm going to save this answer. I'm going to send it with your video. Let's look at the next one. Next question, do you prefer working alone or in a team? Now you're going to talk about something more or less like, you can use words. Where's that function? There it is. You can say, if you want, like Sally says, she wants to be a police officer, you can say, if I become a police officer, I might have to sacrifice a lot of my time to do my job. This is why I would prefer to work in a team. Something like that. You don't have to start directly with, do you prefer working in a team or alone? You don't have to start your answer with, I prefer working alone or in a team. You can sketch how you can give people an idea of what you would like to do, and then use that as a reason why you choose either working alone or in a team. So basically what I'm trying to say is you guys don't have to always answer the questions directly. You can first give a reason to help the people understand what you want to do or what you want to say, and then you can answer the question. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next topic would be living in another country. So now I want you guys to try something. I want you guys to first give your reason, or find a way to give your reason first, and then your answer to the question. Okay. So let's see. Kelly, when you're living in another country, how would you deal with language barriers? This means I speak French, for example. You speak Vietnamese. You don't know French. I don't know Vietnamese. How would we communicate? How would you deal with that situation? Remember, start with your reason first.
Yes.
Do you need some help?
Yes.
Okay, so quickly think about. This is about living in another country, so you're not at home, and there's different languages. So what do you do now when you encounter a language you don't understand? You Google Translate, right? So you can use that. Let's use that as in our answers. You can say, or you could go for classes of the other language, like you guys are doing now. Okay? So you can say, if I cannot attend classes for the languages of the country I live in, I would try to communicate with people using Google Translate. Kelly, can you please repeat that answer?
Yes. If I can not attend classes for the language of the country I live in, I will try to communicate with people using Google Translate.
Perfect. Okay, Sally, now your turn. What would you do? How would you deal if you live in another country and you don't know the language? How would you communicate with people?
I would deal with
Can you say again? Oh, deal with?
be
By.
because
Not because.
by
By.
because it helps me understand them.
Okay, so look closely, Sally. This is a how question. So they want to know, what would you do? They're not asking for the why. They're looking for a way that you could deal with this. What would you do? You can say the same thing as I told Kelly. It's fine. You can say something like, I would deal with language barriers by using Google Translate because this is a effective but cheap method. Okay, Sally, can you repeat that answer?
Yes, I would deal with language barriers by using Google Translate because this is an effective but cheap method.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is before you answer, you don't have to answer immediately. You guys can take your time and think of an answer. Okay. If I ask you a question, I don't want the answer now. It's okay to think. You can tell me, wait. But try and use words that you know. And if you don't know a word, I want you guys next time to ask me, how do I say this? Okay, so you guys have these questions, you have these words. And at the bottom, I think there is an explanation how it will improve your intonation, meaning when you will speak up, when you will speak down. It might also have it also shows you when you can use your emotions and stuff like that. So I want you guys to go through this whole document and prepare answers for all the questions. Okay, for next time, because next time I want you guys to be prepared. But you did well today. You guys did well when you just thought in the moment. But that was our time. I will see you guys again. Bye, Kelly. Bye, Sally.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.